I didn't plan on making a vid, but I had a couple things come to mind, so we can just talk about it real quick, and hopefully you guys can hear me. I found a pretty good spot. I might start using the spot more. So we're gonna kind of speak about like mental health and how probably like debt collection can play a role. Um, you may have been someone who had something pretty drastic you had to take care of. We could specify situations like surgical procedures and stuff like that. And as far as I'm concerned, we can all kind of agree when it comes to terms where this isn't this whole everywhere you go, everywhere, and this whole family matters, everyone's friendly and helping each other out situation. For you, it didn't really go that way. It kind of, things were just misinterpreted and just ended up going haywire in some areas. There were misunderstandings, man. And some were misunderstandings and some were things actually tried upon. And this is why we get into scenarios why individuals will just kind of speak their case, or come clear on all angles with this stuff. So what do you believe? Do you believe it's really deeper than just money and financial gain? Because it must be deeper if that is the stuff being used for whatever intention or purpose the endpoint is for this situation. Do you understand what I'm saying? It's got to be deeper than that. It's got to be deeper than money. It's got to be situations about control and situations about undermining and just discrediting different ways of going about intellect exposure on the internet is what I'm seeing. It's kind of underneath the layers to doing that, like discrete discrediting. Let's call it discrete discrediting. So situations like surgical procedures and stuff that you should not have even had to go through it like that. It should have been much more simpler. No, any other individual who had to go through a procedure like that didn't go through it the way you did, in a way where you have the underneath layer details to really bring together a whole conclusion on how an individual can even have an awareness to speak about this. You guys get what I'm saying? So why is it that when you got to go through a scenario, when it could be something just like a health situation, when it could be you going to your job, when it could be you trying to find a vehicle, when it could be you trying to find an address, why does it have to be this whole jump rope, hula hoop, just zoo animal stuff, bro, compared to everyone else? Is it victimization, or is it really just roadblocks being set up your way, or is it really just the way you look at life? So something needs to change. The reason I'm speaking about debt collecting here is because there's going to be, it can get so deep to where some of us could be so much on a how do I put it, man? Kind of just on that angle where you're overseeing that sniper angle. When they call it the sniper angle, where you're seeing the whole 360 degrees, right? And it could be even to the point where all the way higher up, making it seem or playing out a scenario where it's like, oh yeah, but all this debt that you're in, you don't need to take care of it. Yeah, oh you could. You're good to go, sir, and all this making it seem like, oh, it ain't like, no, I feel like all that's a trick, and you need to take care of your things, but you need to take care of it in a different way, because you're only evolving. If you're going through this, you can only be evolving. If you're watching this right now, you're only evolving, you're only getting better, because you know what happens when you don't, bro. You restart the simulation, bro, because of your awareness, and then you backtrack, because now all that you have left of is just the previous back thoughts of what awareness you are, and you backtrack and then create something new. You get what I'm saying? So that, especially when it comes to you just being put on this and knowing that it is up to you to dictate where you're going to get in the future. This is real stuff, bro. So let's get into the mental health situation now too. So I spoke on how surgical procedures and how debt collection, especially when you didn't receive any, help. Not that you were, listen, bro, we're all grown adults here, and ain't no one. Listen, we could have went through things differently. Some of us could have asked for help. Some people didn't want help, bro. It is what it is, bro. Some people thought it'd be funny. If it's all good. It's all good. Okay, I really feel for those of you out there, because I really understand that situation and how irritating it is, bro. And you can't sit here and act like this is easy just because you got over one roadblock, bro. This is a scenario should have been played out where it should not be all this hula hoop stuff based upon other characteristics you have. So basically, in a situation like mine could be like, well, basically, I have a disability, just like any other person who would have, any other person would have not had to go through all those hula hoops, or better yet, would have received help just based upon the way they look and not having other capabilities. So there's other capabilities that could have stomped you or set you back because of that main goal, because of the way it looked. So if you're someone over here hooping and hitting jumpers like Kobe, yet you have an actual disability, it's going to play out as, oh, well, he don't need help and he looked like he's good. So you got to go the extra 10 miles, bro, just to get something done that someone else would normally do. And on top of that, have this hater energy with it too. It's ridiculous, bro. You guys get exactly what I'm saying, bro. So and then it gets even worse when you try to play it out in a situation where you're broadcasting it and not, and they don't listen. You got to do this stuff out of not caring about the expectation anyway. You either with it or not. So what I'm trying to get from this vid is that when you're someone who can even be in a scenario to even become aware of such videos like this, whether or not you're going through this, and I'm assuming you mostly have got to be, if you find and even watch something like this, right? Then you would, it's wild, bro. It could have been a scenario where you could have made things easier if you were to, on paper, put that you got a disability. But you guys understand that once you're in a situation like this, I never even went as far to see what paperwork got, blah, 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 and all this, bro. And like I said before, I spoke about my background and where it comes from. As far as I'm concerned, there's paperwork, a document saying I'm white, and there's documents saying I'm black, bro. I'm for real, yeah. And it's a mix and mingle, and then on one document it says I'm female, because of my first name, and I'm obviously a male, but yeah, I'm for real, bro, yeah. So, and that is purposely done for the confusion and, oh, what is this? And just act like you're the Invisible Man program. That's the Invisible Man program, bro. The make it look like what's going on in the light, but yet what's going on in the dark is controlling the light type stuff, bro. So I know I've been all over the place with this vid, but it's just something I had to get out, bro, because I'm done just like having this trapped in my brain and, oh, what if I should speak about this now, man? We're just gonna let it out because this is real stuff, and I hope y'all can hear me. Let me go ahead and end it because I didn't want to make it any more than 15 minutes, man. Be careful if you're someone through, and just as far as finding this content, man, and choosing to broadcast it. I know exactly who I am. We're going to be getting into some stuff that's going to really help, and it's going to be terms, and we already spoke about it that way. From now on, those of you viewing, you don't have to look at me as like, well, this dude's just talking out of his ass. This dude is just talking about his experiences. No, bro, listen, I'm seeing what I'm talking about, and I'm corresponding it to things that I learned and I got taught, and now I can speak on it too. Okay? Because no one can sit here and listen and no one can sit here, listen to this, and say that any foolishness has been said yet. No. Not yet, especially with the title on here that's so dividing, contradicting, pathetic, really, to be honest with you, especially depending on the way individuals put up with it, bro. We're all not the same here. But there's a lot of things that a lot of us broadcasting on here are obviously afraid to say. It's kind of funny how the tricks be playing out. And I want to say shout out to those who commenting. Shout out to, I don't know if I'm getting it correct and if it was this channel. I think you're PS. But it might have been someone different, and you were talking about, and it was a funny comment. I kind of grinned. I was like, that's funny. I know you didn't mean it that way as like trying to troll, but you'll be like, yeah, and kudos and keep it up, and we really commend you. We really commend you for speaking on this topic and speaking on this vid. It'd be really hard for me to do that. I know I couldn't do that. I couldn't be on the internet speaking about that. It'd be so confusing. It'd probably make life harder. Yeah, it'd probably make life harder. So you just got to go about things a little differently, man. That's the only way I'm looking at it. And there were just some trains of thoughts and chains that were just kind of broken, and it restarts, man. Moral of the vid: the reason they say things like chosen, the reason they say things like, and these words talking about laser beam, and there's certain words I ain't using anymore, bro, because you ain't that. More than that, bro, because once you realize that there's a just, okay, dang, that's a bummer, I can't do that anymore. I don't want to say those three. What's that one show? Life is unfair. It's not like that. I don't want to say it like that. But it's one of those situations when why else would you be in a situation where you're going through this and it's like, dang, is it because I really know something? It's really because you know something. Don't even try to second guess it. And then you look at it and you see everyone around you and you see the things that they can get away with. That, man, if you did that, bro, you'd be put down under the train tracks, bro. You can't do stuff like that. You can't do what he doing. You can't do what she's doing and think you're gonna work for you, nah. And they sure the hell can't do what you doing either and think they're gonna work like that. That's the upper hand y'all got on it if you choose to go the right way. And man, it's tough, man. It's easy to talk. It's easy to talk, ain't it? And then when life catch up to you and see if all that talking you were doing, if you were actually doing stuff behind the talk, bro, this is real stuff. We got to get going now. This was a pretty good vid, though. I think I got my point across. Oh, let's end it with the mental health titles and stuff. I did. We're gonna speak about DID. That's a real thing. That's a real thing. There's people out here who got multiple personality disorder, and a situation like Gangstalking is what is it. That's what the trick is to hopefully. That's the least case scenario that they would want to play out. The least case severe scenario. Obviously, you guys, just to hope that to hope that your mind gets taken off, to hope that your mind is put in control, because your mind is uncontrollable. So that's why your mind is being monitored. Your spirit's being monitored because you're uncontrollable about the awareness that the others are put and trapped in, bro. It's real. Make sure to like the vid. Make sure to share. And yeah, you could even subscribe and comment too, guys. But I'm gonna go ahead and end it there. And thanks for checking out the vid.